This is Greg Jarboe. I'm at SES New York. It's day one, and I'm with Jason Dorn of Yahoo. Jason, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, the first question we have to ask is, are you Irish?
You know, my great-grandmother's name was Mackie O'Denton.
And you're here on St. Patrick's Day.
How better to celebrate?
Well, then you gave people a lot of advice this morning on how to create a compelling ad. Does it need to be Irish?
Depends on the keyword you're bidding on, I think, yeah.
So why don't you share some of the tips that you did give the audience?
Sure. So, you know, I think it bundles nicely into three main themes. One is, and I think this often gets lost in the mix, is people need to look to the structure of their ad groups and the keywords that they're grouping together, because at the end of the day, that's going to determine how compelling a creative you actually can make. It sort of sets a baseline, and it's important not to handicap yourself that way. So the grouping is key. The second is, and I like to think of this as creating a dialogue with the searcher, because they're asking you a very specific question. And so if you're thinking about it as a dialogue, it makes it much easier for you to sort of match the scope of their interests. It makes it easier for you to be sort of speaking to the needs of a particular consumer group. So for example, with Disney supplies, Disney party supplies was the example I used in my presentation. You know, use language that says your child's favorite characters and so forth and so on, because you know who the audience is. Incorporating that in there helps to make the ad more compelling. And then lastly, ad testing. A lot of the panelists focused on ad testing, which I think is a great tool. The most important thing about ad testing, though, is to actually learn from the outcome of the test.
Wait. People are supposed to learn something?
I hope so.
Wow. Now that's a key insight. I hope everyone was taking notes about that. Okay. So when you get this feedback loop, then what kind of adjustments might you make?
Well, I think it depends on what the outcome was. And I think the most important thing that somebody can do is make sure that they're investigating on an ongoing basis. And this is a very dynamic marketplace. And I made a joke in there that when I started with GoTo.com, George Foreman was all about boxing, and now he's all about grills. Nobody could have guessed that, and it's something that happened gradually over time, and that happens across many keyword marketplaces. It's just important to stay abreast of the changes that are there so that you can remain competitive.
Now, you're from Yahoo, so does this mean you're going to yodel at the end of this interview? You don't yodel?
If you yodel with me, I'll yodel.
If we yodel together. Is there a message we have to yodel? Yahoo?
Yahoo.
Okay, ready?
What else?
Yahoo! There you have it. It's day one at Search Engine Strategies New York, and there is more to come.